Hi students, now in this video we start the new chapter of class 9 science, that is from the physics branch, that is motion. So in this chapter, in the today's video, we learn about the very important concept, that is one is about motion and one is about rest and one is about describing the motion and one is about the speed, right? So these concept we cover today. So before going to the concept of speed or velocity, first we have to recall and we have to understand what is the meaning of motion here. What in the physics, what is the meaning of motion, and again opposite one, what is the meaning of rest here, right? So start with the first term, that is motion. Okay, write down the first term, that is motion, right? So first learn about the motion. So what is actual motion is? If you understand the motion concept, so directly you can understand the rest concept, right? So first start with a motion concept here. Because of in full chapter we study about the particle is in motion, right? We not discuss about the rest particles. We only study the particles which are in motion, which are change their position with the different instant of time here, right? So let us start with the definition of motion here. So what is motion here? See, if I explain before going definition, I can explain the motion with diagram, right? Let us see, use a Cartesian plane here. So we know that about Cartesian plane. What is Cartesian plane? Is nothing but what? X-axis and y-axis, right? X-axis and y-axis. So this is called origin and this is called y-axis and this is called x-axis, right? Now let us see, I take a point here. I take a point here A, right? I take a point here A. So this is what the position of the particle. Okay, one particle is there or one body is there. Okay, any one object is there, right? Particle, object, or any body. So that is present at that coordinate, x, y coordinate, right? And this is what the position of an object at a time. Okay, I can take a time at 0, at 0 second, right? At that instant, time I take 0. Okay, at time t is equal to 0, the particle present in this direction, right? For example, if I join these line, so I get the y is 2 and example I take y value is 10 here and I take for a join here means I can take value of here, for example like that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 or take 8, right? It is 8 like that 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So let us see, when I take a point here in the Cartesian plane, the position of the particle A is where? That is x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 8, right? This is the position of the particle, that is A particle, right? Now after some time, okay, when the time it changes, for example take at time t1, okay, at time t1 the A particle is now present here. Okay, so I can continue number 1 2 10, okay, 11, right? And here 7 8 and 9, here 10. So now like join the line. So you observe that now the coordinates are changed. When the particle is at time t is equal to 0, the coordinates are 6 8. Then after time t1, then when time changes, the particle is moved from A point to this point, okay, this B point, right? And now the coordinates are changed here. X is equal to 9 and y is equal to 10. So what I observe here? The coordinates of x, y change here. So this shows that the particle is in motion, right? This is show that the particle is in motion. The first, when the particle is at position A at time is equal to 0, what here? 6 8 is the coordinate. When the time changes, the coordinate also changes. So that shows that the particle is moved from A point to B point, right? So this is called as a motion. So what is the motion here? Motion in which motion is nothing but motion is defined as, okay, the particle occupies a different position at all instant of time, at different instant of time. When the time it changes, the particle also changes position, right? So that is what the particle changes position by changing the time is called as a motion, right? If the particle is not changed, what happened here? It is rest. So but you observe that first particle present here in this position, and after some time particle come here, and after some time particle come here. So what happened? We observe that particle is in motion, particle is moving, that is called as motion. So what is motion? The particle change its position at all instant of time, that is called as an, okay, that is called as motion. So write down the definition of the motion here, right? So let us see, if a particle if a particle occupies different position, right? Different position. See, first position is A and next position is B. After time change, the position also change. Okay, that is called different positions at different instant of time. Okay, at different instant of time with respect to its surrounding, then it is said to be in motion, right? Said to be in motion. So student, this is what the definition of distance or motion here, right? So what is motion? Simple definition. Practice this, remember this Cartesian play. So see here, whenever the object is change its position, so at different position the time is also different, right? At t is equal to 0, the particle is at A position. When the time t1 is there, particle at B position. If the time t2 is there, particle at C position. So that what particle continues changing its position with changing the time. Okay, with respect to the time. Okay, at a different instant of time. At 0 second it is here. At 1 second it is here. At the 2 second it is at the point C. Like that, the particle is moving. For example, I can take another lumber line example. For example, I take a line. This is a straight line, and this is the 0, and this is I take point 1. This is origin, okay, where I start the position. Okay, calculate the position, that is origin, and it is P point and C point, at it is D point, right? Now the particle at time t1, at time t is equal to 0, the particle is at which position? A position, right? And after time changes, so different time, after time changes, okay, after time t1 second, so we observe that the particle is now at B position. When the time changes again, when time is equal to 2 seconds, we observe that the particle is at C. When the time is at 3 seconds, we observe that the particle at D. So what happened here? We observe that the first particle is here, but when the time is different, what happened? The position occupied by the objects also changes. First A, and then come to B, and come to C, and come to D. That is what it changes its position. Okay, it occupies at a different position at different time. At the time t is 0, it occupies position what? A, right? And after time t1, it occupies the position B. So what? At different time the different position is occupied. So that is called as motion, right? So if you observe in the daily life, if the object is changing its position with changing the time, when the time changes, the object changing the position, so that is called as a motion, right? For example, you observe that the movement of the sun, when the morning it is on the east side, but in the evening it is the west side. So what happened here? There is an motion of an sun. It is morning in the east and now evening in the west. So what is, there is a change in the position, right? So that is, we say that the sun is moving, right? And also we say that the planets are moving, right? Planets also moving. And also we observe that when we go into the road, okay, we observe the road, what object here? We observe that the bike, car and the buses they are moving, they are changing their position. They are first in front of us, and after some time it is away from us. So what happened? The car is moving. We observe that one in our daily life. So that is, for example, wind, we observe wind also move, right? So that is called as a motion, right? So object if change position with change of time, that is called as motion. So here we observe the motion. First particle here A, and then B, and then C. So observe that the change in the position by changing the time. Here also the object is at O, and at time t it is at A, and at time changes at B, time changes at C. So it is changing the position. So that is called as a motion. If the object change position with respect to time, that is called as a motion. Okay. So now just opposite. If I can take here rest. So what is here? It is just opposite. What is definition here? If a particle occupies same position, okay, it does not change its position. same position at a different instant of time. Time changes 1 second, 2 second, 1 hour, 2 hour, but the object is still at that position. For example, in your home, table, chair is there. Okay, we observe that there is a chair is always at the rest. When the time it changes, okay, the chair is always at the rest. For example, your home is there, your home also at the rest. Okay, maybe it is evening, maybe it is night, it is maybe afternoon. We observe that our home is at same position, at rest. So why? Because of it is an rest. Okay, so what is rest here? If an object occupy the same position. For example, in the Cartesian plane, I can see here like that. If for example in the Cartesian plane, I can see here first the particle is at A, and after time t1 the particles still remain at A. If the time changes at t2, the particles still remain at A. Means what? There is no change in the position, right? So that is called as rest. For example, my board is there, my whiteboard is there, and that in the whole lecture the board is now in the stick to the wall, means it is at rest, it not change its position. Okay, so that is called the board is at rest. My camera is there, that camera is also at rest, the camera stand is also at rest. Okay, because it not change its position. I can make a lecture for 1 hour. For 1 hour the time change 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, but the stand is still in that position. So that is we say that the stand is at rest, right? So that is what the rest meaning. So what is rest here? Rest is nothing but if the particle occupy the same position, right? The time is different, the time changes, but the particle does not change its position. So that is called as a rest. So right, so that is we have to write what is rest and what is motion. If the place is changed, if the position is changed with changing the time, so that is called as a motion. If there is no change in the position, so that is called as a rest, right students? Now this is all about the motion and rest here. So hope you understand the concept of motion and rest. Now come to the types of motion here, right? So after the completion of rest and motion, now let us discuss about the some points about the motion here. Types of motion. So we observe that the different types of motion. So there is no think is about to study about the rest more. So we have take the more concept on motion here, right? So let's see types of motion. Types of motion. So when we are in the 6th standard, okay, we learn about the types of motion in that class. So recall that one. So first motion, that is also one type of motion, is that is called circular motion. It is called a circular motion. Okay, that is called as the first one is a circular motion. That is what the first motion, type of motion is a circular motion. And the examples are given here. Examples, for example number 1, motion of satellite. Motion of satellite around planets. Around planets, right? So we observe that the motion of the satellite is there, artificial satellite, okay, or natural satellite, moon is there. So which are move around the planets, motion of the planets around the satellite, okay, any orbit. Okay, so that is called as that is one type of circular motion. For example, like that, if I take I take Earth here. So if I can take any one satellite here in that orbit, okay, and this satellite is revolve around the sun, okay, it is rotate around the sun, that is called as circular, okay, circular orbit. So that is called as circular motion here. So that is one type of example of motion, is that is circular motion. So that is also one type of motion where the satellite is changing its position at every instant of time in the circular path. Okay, so here the path of the motion is circular, right? So here the path of motion is circular, right? That is called circular motion. So second example I can take here, motion of car. Motion of a car turning to a curve path, to a curve path. So that is one type of circular motion. If a car is there and road, there may be some road or curves are there. In the hill stations we observe that the roads are curved. In that case what happened, there is circular motion is there. For example, I take in hills here, like that hill is there, in that you observe that there is a road is in circular form, okay, road is in circular form, and that is called the circular motion. Okay, what happened here? The car turn here, so that is called the path is circular here. Whenever the path is circular, the object, the particle make the circular motion. So that is what the first student, the first type of the motion, that is what a circular motion. An example is the motion of a satellite around the planets, and then motion of a car turning to a curve path. And also remember that in the circular path, okay, the path of motion is circular. Okay, the path of motion is a curve, okay, or circular in shape. So that point you have to be remember, right students? Now come to the second type. Okay, come to the second type of motion. Second type of motion, see here, rotational motion. Rotational motion. Rotational motion, right? Rotational motion. And here example is, example number 1, motion of giant wheel. So giant wheel, nothing but what? A big wheel, right? A big wheel rotation. Okay, so we observe the wheel of a car, wheel of a bicycle. Okay, the wheel rotated, that is called the where it is fixed to the one position. Okay, it is fixed to one position, so that is called the circular motion. So motion of a giant wheel. And the motion of, example is motion of wheels of moving vehicle. Okay, so this is what the circular rotational motion, right? The rotational motion, like that, the any okay tire, okay, any tire or cycle tire which are fixed to the one position and it is start to rotate, right? So that is called as a, for example, a fan, electric fan is there. Okay, electric fan is there, so that is what rotate, that is called as a rotational motion. So that is, you have to be remember, the second type of motion is about the rotational motion here, right? About the rotational motion. Now come to the third type number 3, that is about the periodic motion. It is about the periodic motion, right? And that is about the periodic motion. An example is, okay, motion of simple pendulum. Okay, so motion of a simple pendulum, that is nothing but the example for periodic motion, right? Okay, it is also called as oscillatory motion also. It is called as a oscillatory motion also. Oscillatory motion also, the second name of the periodic motion is oscillatory motion. Like that, if I take a bob, okay, any iron bob, and connect it to a one tag, okay, then fixed to a one position, so what I observe, this is moving in this direction. Okay, like that, it is swinging in this direction. Okay, from left to right, left to right. So that is called as a periodic motion. Okay, the motion of the pendulum is called as a periodic motion. So this is, students, the third type of motion, that is a periodic motion, right? Now come to the fourth type of motion, that is we study in the whole syllabus, that is about straight line motion, right? So that whole chapter we study here, that is about the straight line motion. Okay, the fourth one is rectilinear motion, or also called as a straight line motion. Rectilinear motion, or also called as a straight line motion in a straight line. Okay, straight line motion, that is a motion in a straight line, right? In a straight line. Example, simple examples are there, we can take examples. Example 1, that is about march past. Okay, march past by the soldiers in a straight line. Okay, that is called as a straight line motion. And the second example is motion motion of falling objects from certain height. Okay, certain height. If an object is fall from a certain height, it is what follow the straight line motion. Okay, we drop anything, okay, pen, ball, book or ball, anything we can drop from a certain height, we observe that it is fall towards the earth in a straight path, right? So straight line, so that is called as a straight line motion, or also called as a rectilinear motion, right students? So this is about the rest motion and the types of motion here. So what is rest? Okay, the same position, occupy the same position at a different instant of time is called rest. Occupy the different position at a different instant of time is called as a motion. So types of motion, there are 4 types of motions. There are so many types of motion are there. I take only here 4 types of motion which are very famous. One is about rotational motion, and one is about circular motion, and one is about periodic motion or oscillatory motion, and one is about the rectilinear or straight line motion, right? So in this chapter we only focus on the 4 type, that is what a rectilinear motion or a motion in a straight line. The whole chapter is run on this concept, that is a motion in a straight line. And about a rotational motion, okay, periodic motion, you are learn in the college level, okay, the PUC class 11 and class 12 level, you learn about the rotational motion and the periodic motion, okay, and circular motion you study in the college level. But in this 9th class, it is a basic, okay, you first take this chapter here. So basic here you learn about the simple, that is 1D motion, that is what one dimensional motion, that is what a straight line motion. And here we only think about the x-axis only, we not take also a y-axis, only about the x-axis, and sometimes we take x and y-axis. Okay, so this is very important, you have to be remember. So okay, so this is about the motion, rest and types of motion. So let us now start with the next concept, that is how to describe the position of an object, how to say that the object is be move or not. Okay, so that we have to be learn here how to describe the motion of an object, and then we come to the linear, uniform and non-uniform motion. So all things, so first write down all these things and then come to the next concept here. Okay, so take this one. Okay students, now take the next concept, that is about describing the motion or describing the position of an object, right? So if I say that the bus stand is, okay, the main bus stand is 2 kilometers away from my home. So what does it mean? Actually I specify the position of the bus stand here with respect to my home, right? So that is very important here. See, if I say the home, it is my home and it is bus stand, right? It is the bus stand, and I say the bus stand is 2 kilometers away. 2 kilometers, what is it? 2 kilometers away from my home. So I saying that the distance between the bus stand and my home is 2 kilometers. And the second meaning is I can specify the position of the bus stand here. Okay, why I saying actually I specifying the position, specifying the position of the bus stand here, right? So that is actual meaning. What if someone asks me where is the bus stand, okay, and if someone in relation we ask where is the bus stand in your home, in your city, so I say that the bus stand is maybe something or nearby 2 kilometers away from my home. So I can take my home is a reference point. Okay, from the my home I can calculate the distance. So what happened here? So from the my home, okay, I've said the bus stand is from the my home 2 kilometers. The shopping mall is 3 kilometers from my home. So I can use my home as a reference point. Okay, this is called as a reference point. This is called as a reference point. Okay, from this reference point I can specify the position of the bus stand here, right? So as per my home reference point I can say that the bus stand is 2 kilometers away. Okay, if someone say what, if someone say the position of city mall is 3 kilometers away from a bus stand. Okay, away from a bus stand. So tell me which is the reference point here and which is the position here, right? What is the reference point here? Right, you are right, that is what the bus stand is now reference point, right? So if someone asks where is the city mall, so then I can say the city mall is 3 kilometers away from bus stand, means it is a bus stand, and from the bus stand the city mall is how much? 3 kilometers. So what happened here? The bus stand is now reference point, right? So what is reference point here? So describe the position of an object, okay, for describing the position of an object, where the bus stand is present, okay, where the shopping mall is present, where our school is present, okay, where the police station is present. That distance, that position we specify by using a reference point, right? By using a reference point, okay. So in the daily life we can specify any position, okay. So specifying the position, okay, describe the position of an object by using or by specifying the reference point, and this reference point is laterly called as, that is called as a origin, that is called as a origin. So that point you have to remember, right? So that is very important. If someone asks like the sentence, okay, like that, the position of the city mall is 3 kilometers away from the bus stand. So which is here in the city mall and the bus stand, which is the reference point, okay, which is the origin? So that is what bus stand is the origin, or also called as a reference point here. So that point you have to be remember, right? So please write down the meaning of here reference point or reference point. Okay, so let us take here. So first, why we need a reference point here? Okay, why we need reference point? So to specify the position of a particle, we need a reference point, okay, we need a reference point, right? Without the reference point we does not it is not possible, okay, it is impossible to tell about what is the position, okay. So that is here position, thus to specify the position of a particle we need a reference point here. So let us start. What is the meaning? What is a reference point? Also called as origin. So write down here, to describe, also write in this manner, to describe the position of an object or a particle, okay, anything you say, of an object or of a particle, we need to specify a reference point, a reference point called the origin, okay. Here I can take example, let us assume that a school in a village is 2 kilometer north of the railway station, okay, railway station, right? So here see which is the specific here. Let us assume that the school in a village is 2 kilometer north from the railway, okay, of the railway station. So what here, the railway station is here your origin or reference point. So I can explain here the position of the school here. So what is the position of the school? Specify the position of the school here. So the position of the school is 2 kilometer north direction. So also direction given north, from north side if you move 2 kilometer you get a school. So that is what here, see, this is the position of a school and this railway station is so the origin, okay. So railway station is what, a reference point or the origin. So like that you have to be remember, right? So means what, you have to find the position, you can say the position of the object, okay, where the object is present at that instant, okay, you are specify the position, okay, you can determine the position, you can describe position of an object or particle from the origin, calculate the origin, okay, any distance you calculate must be from the origin, right? So that is very important. If for example in the Cartesian plane, I can take Cartesian plane here, x-axis and y-axis, and a particle is present here. So what is the position of particle here? So this is the origin, so I can take here, this is what the position of the particle. This straight line can show the position of the particle, right? So I can start from the origin, right? So that is what this distance r is called as an, or d, I can take d. Okay, this d is called as the distance of the particle A from the origin. Okay, so this origin is called as a reference point. Okay, this is called as a reference point, or the also called as shortcut origin. Okay, so why we need this? To specify the position, okay, to describe the position of an object, where the object is present at that instant. So for that you have to be specify a one point, that reference point. With help of that reference point we can say the position of an object here. So without reference point it is not possible to us to explain about the position. So here see that to describe the position of an object we need to specify reference point, and that reference point is called as an origin. Okay, for example here let us assume that the school is in a village is in the 2 kilometer north of the railway station. Of course, if the railway station is the reference point, if the from the railway station if you move north direction in the 2 kilometer, what happened? You get a school. So from the reference point is the railway station. Okay, so that is railway station in this example is called as an origin, and then we with help of the railway station as origin we are specify the position of the school here, that is in the north direction 2 kilometer, right? So that is very important, you have to be remember, right students? This is about the meaning of describing motion. So how to describe the motion, how do you describe the position means by using the reference point, you have to be remember. Okay, so what is reference point? So that is nothing but called the origin. From that you have to be measure the distances, right? So let us start the another very important concept, and that is from that we have to solve so many examples. Okay, so let us take the two terms here, that is one is distance and one is displacement. One is distance and one is displacement. I first take a distance here. Okay, I can first take here distance. I can first take here distance. Okay, motion along a straight line. Okay, this is all about the motion along a straight line. So let us see about the distance here. So I can take here, I can take a straight line. Okay, because it is motion in a straight line, I can take a straight line here, and I take this as an 0, it is a origin, and here I can take some length here, it is number line, look like a number line, so I can make here 5 kilometer. Okay, all is in kilometer, and here 10 kilometer, here 15 kilometer, here 20 kilometer, here 30 kilometer, and here about 40 kilometer, and here about I can make 25. Okay, 25 kilometer, and then 30 kilometer and 35 kilometer, and so on. Okay, so all these are in kilometer, right? So this is here, this is a straight line. Okay, in this first a particle present here. Okay, I take a like object here, that is a man is stand here at 0. Okay, when the time it changes, we'd observe that the position of the man is also changes. Okay, the first at the time t is equal to 0, the position of the object is at O. When the time t1, so what happened here? Time t1, time changes, so the particle is now here. Okay, and the time t2, the particle is now here. At the time t3, the particle is now here. So what you observe? The object, the man can changing his position by changing the time. Okay, it occupies a different position at a different instant of time. So that is called as motion. Which type of motion? Straight line motion. Okay, the man is in a straight path. Okay, it is straight line motion. So see here, again I take time 4, t is 4 seconds, I can make it seconds. Okay, 0 seconds, and here 1 second, here 2 seconds, here 3 seconds, here 4 seconds, right? Now at the 4 second the object is now at a man is now stand here, right? So finally at the time t4, okay, 5, 6 and 7, at the 7 second, okay, we observe the man is standing here, right? So now tell me how much the man is traveled from its origin point. Okay, how much the man can travel from its reference point. If this is the reference point, this is the origin. Okay, this is the origin as compared to the origin. Okay, this is the last point. I take this point I take as a C point. Okay, I can take this C point, right? I can take this C point. Now what is here? How much the object it travel from O to C point? How much travel? It is total 35 kilometer, right? 35 kilometer. So that is called as a distance, right? That is called distance. Means what? The object traveled a distance okay, the actual path traveled by the object at a given instant of time. At a given instant of time, that is called he traveled the distance covered by the object. Okay, the object covered the distance. So how much the man is covered distance, that is from origin to the C point, it is a 35 kilometer. So that is called as a distance traveled by the object, right? So what is distance traveled here? So distance traveled or path covered, okay, by a particle is the actual path covered by a particle in the given interval of a time here. So write down the definition of a distance here. Okay, the distance traveled here. So let us see the distance traveled. Distance traveled or path length. Path length. Okay, it is path length from O to C. It is a length. How much length it is? How much the man is traveled from 0 to first 5 kilometers, then 10, then 15, like that. Now he stop at 35. So how much kilometer he traveled? He traveled 35 kilometers. So that is what a distance covered by the man here. So distance traveled or distance covered or the path length in the actual distance covered by the moving particle, in a given interval of time, given interval of time. So this point you have to be remember, students, right? So how much the man travel distance, that is what it is, a actual distance traveled, right? Actual distance traveled. So we say that the distance between any one city, okay, the New Delhi to any one city, that is 20 kilometer, 30 kilometer. What is that number say? That number is nothing but what? The numerical value is nothing but what? That is what distance traveled, distance between the cities. Okay, so that is what the distance. So simple example here, one straight line motion is there. Okay, from origin a man starting to walk, okay, slowly when time changes, he changes position and finally he can stop at position C. And you observe that the total distance with the help of reference point, the total distance traveled by the object with reference point is a 35 kilometer, and that is called as a distance, and that is called as actual path. Okay, so distance is nothing but what? Distance traveled or distance covered, okay, or path length. This is a path length is the actual distance covered by the moving particle in a given interval of time. So distance nothing but is the actual length covered by the particle. Okay, that point you have to be remember. So that is one example how the man is traveled from reference point to point C by covering different distances. So finally we can make here this at point C he can cover a distance C 35. Total distance covered by the particle is a 35 kilometer. So this is what about the distance, right? So now students, take here another example for distance. For example, I can take a square shape form. Okay, a square shape form is there, that is it is one form. Okay, one form is there, and there is a man is there. He start to travel, okay, at the corner of the form. So the distance is 2 kilometer, there are 2 meter, okay, and this distance also 2 meter, and this distance 2 meter, and this distance 2 meter, right? So this one is square shape of form. Now let us see the man is start to walking. He can cover he start from point A and reach to the again point A, and initial position and the final position is same, right? This is what start with the A and come to the B, and B to he walk and come to the C, and C to come to the D, and D to A. So how much total distance traveled? Okay, total distance traveled is equal to, now calculate total distance traveled by the man. Okay, first he traveled A to B, okay, plus B to C, plus C to D, plus D to A. So total distance how much here? A to B 2 kilometer, okay, B to C 2 kilometer, C to D 2 kilometer, D to A 2 kilometer. Total how much? Total 4 times of nothing but it is 8 meter. Okay, 8 meter. So this is what the total distance traveled by the object. okay, or particle. So that is very important here to how to calculate the total distance. For example, I can take another example. For example, I can take here C. Now you calculate this one. If a object start from A and come to the point D, okay, this is 2 kilometer, this is 5 kilometer, okay, this is 2 kilometer, this is 5 kilometer, and this is 2 kilometer. Okay, now total distance from A to D, calculate A to D, not A to A, A to D. A to D nothing but how much it is calculated, right? That is what? A to B, B to C, C to D last. Okay, A to B plus B to C plus C to D. Okay, last, that's what? A to D only. A to D means the object is start from here and come to rest at here D. Okay, stop here, journey at D. Okay, so what happened? A total distance here, first A to B 5 kilometer, and then B to C 2 kilometer, sorry meter, so not kilometer, meter, and C to D it is 5 meters. So how much it is total? 12 meters. 12 meters. So that is what very important. You have to calculate how to calculate the distance traveled. So that is what the actual length, actual path length traveled by the object or particle. So that is called, student, distance. So very important definition. What is distance? The distance traveled or path length in an actual distance. What can we mean distance? Nothing but it is a distance traveled is nothing but actual distance covered by the moving particle in a given interval of time. So that is called as a distance, right? That is very important. Distance is the actual distance covered. Okay, that is actual, that is very important. What is distance? Distance is the actual distance covered by the moving particle. That point you have to be remember very carefully, right? So this is about the two examples of how do you calculate the distance traveled. Simply we can add up all the distance he covered, right? Now let us come to the some very important terms here. So see here, I say a object is start from point A to point B at 2 meter. Okay, so here we not specify any direction. In any direction he can travel. Maybe A to B, maybe it is north to east, east to west, any direction, up or down, any direction. But we not specify direction. Only we specify number here. We only say that a particle is moved from A to B 2 kilometer. Okay, in which direction? We not specify direction here. So that is called the quantity. There are two physical quantity. Okay, the quantity in which we not specify any direction, we only say the number, that is called as an scalar quantity. That is, we remember that here. See, distance. Okay, in distance we observe that in distance there is no specify about the direction. There is no specify about direction. There is no any point about direction. We not specify direction here. In which direction the particle is moved 2 kilometer. We only say the particle is moved 2 kilometer. Only we say the number, and that numerical value is called a magnitude. Okay, the numerical value is called as magnitude, and that magnitude is only enough us to describe the distance. Okay, so we only say 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer. Which direction? No, we talk about direction. There is no talk about the direction here. So that you here see the physical quantity that have only magnitude but no direction is called as scalar quantity. So examination, what is scalar? So scalar nothing but the physical quantity that have only magnitude but no direction. So that is called as a scalar quantity. So in the distance we only take magnitude but there is no direction. So what happened? The distance is, so first point, remember the distance is a scalar quantity. That is very important. You have to remember the distance is a scalar quantity, meaning here only magnitude but there is no direction, right? Scalar quantity. Next, second point you have to remember about the here unit of measurements. Okay, units of measure units. Okay, so kilometer in distance is measured in centimeter, millimeter, centimeter, so many. So I start from centimeter, kilometer and meter, so on. But third point, remember the SI unit of the standard unit which is used to measure the distance, that is SI unit of distance, is that is in meter. Okay, that is in meter. You have to remember the SI unit of distance is in meter. You have to be remember the SI unit of distance is meter. You have to be remember, students, right? So this is what the discussion about the displacement, right? Displacement. Now let us come to the another quantity, that is about distance. This is all about the distance, right? Now come to the other quantity, that is displacement. That is the displacement. Okay, now come to the displacement. Displacement, right? So what is displacement here? For example, I can take here like that a particle at position O, he start to travel like that in this direction. Okay, any direction. Okay, in this direction. So what here, see about 2 meter. Okay, and again the particle turn and move in the disk here like that, and here about it is 4, it is I can take it is 3. Okay, 3 meter, and it is about 4 meter. Okay, about the 4 meter, and it is point B and point to B to C, right? So this is what how much the distance traveled by the particle in A to B and B to C. So I calculate distance traveled easily. Distance traveled from A to C through B. Okay, see what happened here. A to B, how much it is? 3 meter plus here 4 meter, total 7 meter distance he traveled. But if I join this point directly A to C, what happened here? What happened here? It is formed a right angle triangle. Now we apply the Pythagoras theorem here. We know about the Pythagoras theorem. This called 90 degree, and the side opposite to 90 degrees what called as a hypotenuse. What is called as a hypotenuse? We call it as a hypotenuse. And this is called as a base, and this is called as a height. Okay, this is called as a height. Now the Pythagoras say that the hypotenuse square, that is AC square, is equal to the AB square plus this BC square, right? This side square. Now I does not know the value of AC. So what here, see, I can take AB, how much it? AB is 3 square and BC is 4 square. So how much it is? It is 9 plus 16, it is 25. So here AC square is equal, how much it is? AC square is equal to 25. So AC is equal to how much? Root 25. So AC is equal to how much? 5 meter. So how much it is? It is 5 meter. So see here, if object is want to reach this point C, okay, the object can travel like that. But if the object travel like that, means what happened? It can cover a shortest distance. In the shortest distance, it reach to the point C, right? So we observe that if the distance C, if an object is from A and want to reach C by this path, A to B and B to C, he covered a 7 meter. But if the object is directly travel from A to C, what happened here? Only 5 kilometer required. So what happened here? Only 5 kilometer. So that is here AC is called as displacement. Is called as displacement. Means the distance between, the shortest distance between initial position and the final position of the object. That is called as displacement, and displacement is always smaller than distance, right? So distance is always long. So see, object is want to travel to C with AB and BC, he can 7 meter taken. But if that is shortcut, means what happened here? Only 5 meter, 2 meter less here. So that is called displacement. So what is the displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between initial position and the final position of the object. So particles start from A, so that is called as initial position. The starting point is called as initial position, and the final position is called as in final place is called as final position, right? So that is very important. Starting point and the end point. So starting point is initial position, the end point is final position. So it is a shortest distance, right? So initial position, final position, and it is a very short distance, so it is called a displacement. So what is displacement? The shortest distance, the shortest distance traveled by, the shortest distance between, okay, the shortest distance between initial position and final position, the shortest distance between initial position and final position of a particle is called as a displacement, right? Is called as a displacement, right? Is called as a displacement. So here in this diagram you can solve displacement. Okay, so here I can again draw a diagram. Here see, this is a right angle triangle, A to B, okay, B to C. Okay, AC is called as a displacement. This is called as a displacement. AC called as a displacement. For example, if an object start from here A point and move like that in a zigzag path and reach to the point B, okay, and this is called as this path, okay, I call this path a path 1, okay, and this path 1 from here to here, okay, this path, curve path, okay, this path is called as a distance, okay, this is actual distance. What about dotted displacement here? So see here, if I directly, so it is the initial position, and it is what? The final position. And now join it with straight line, what happened? This is the displacement, okay, this is the displacement, like that. This is the displacement. For example, I can take a circle here, okay, I can take a circle here, and the particle start from A to B. This is what I can take point C. So what is ABCB? It is what? Distance. It is what? Distance. What is displacement here? So that is diameter. This is what? The displacement. So you observe that the displacement is always short. We see here displacement magnitude is always lesser than the distance. See here, distance is very long, but displacement is very short. So we observe that one point, remember that, what here point, note that the magnitude of displacement is less than magnitude of distance, right? For example, in this case we can observe that 3, it is 4, it is 5. So see, the distance is 3 plus 4, it is 7, distance is 7, but displacement is 5. So what happened here? Displacement magnitude is lesser than that of the here. So it is total 7, it is only 5. So displacement is lesser than that of the distance, that is we call it shortest distance. So it is called displacement, right? So that what is displacement? Displacement is shortest distance between initial and the final position of an particle. So this is the initial position, starting point is the initial position, and the ending point is the final position. So that is the distance between initial and final position is called as a displacement, and the displacement is always shorter than the actual distance, right? So here, right, the magnitude of displacement is less than the magnitude of the distance. That is very important, you have to be remember, right? So this is, student, about the displacement, right? Now here see, in the displacement we are studying about the straight line displacement. Okay, so now let us see, this is the straight line motion, okay, and it's A, and here point B, and here point C, right? Now point A to B, it is 10 kilometer, okay, imagine, and point B to C, it is about 15 kilometer, okay, it is a 15 kilometer. Now a particle is traveled from A point to B point, okay, from distance. I calculate now calculate the distance from A to C. What here? A to C distance, A to C, how much? A to C nothing but AB plus BC. How much it is? It is 10 plus 15 is the total 25 kilometer. Clear? Now what is the displacement here? Displacement. So see, this is a shortcut. Okay, if I take like that means long or short distance. It is straight and always show the long distance, short distance. Okay, so it means that here in the straight position, in the straight line motion, this is also what displacement. So what displacement also same, that is what AB plus BC, that is 25 kilometer. So displacement also same here. So what it means here, displacement and distance may be same, in that case, like that case, because A to B, the particles start from A and the particles stop at B, and the distance. So what is displacement here? The position between initial and the final position. So initial position is A and the final position is C. So what is distance between AC? That is 15 plus 10, 25. So that is 25 kilometer. So that is what distance also. How much covered? First covered 10 kilometer, then cover 15 kilometer, total cover 25 kilometer. So that is total, both are same. Now if the particle is travel from A to C and C to B, what is distance here? See here, calculated carefully. I can remove this one. If what is the question here? If particle move from A to C and return to C. Now the particle is C. So what is distance here? See what is distance here? So first particle, if particle A to C means first particle come to A to B, right, and then come to B to C, right, and now particle return to C. Now return to C. Return to B. C to again B. Correct? So that is position from first here. First A to B, B to C, then come C to B. Again return to. What happened here? Distance. First A to B, then B to C, and then C to B. How much distance traveled the particle? It is A to B is 10 kilometer, B to C is 15 kilometer, and C to B is 15 kilometer. Okay, total how much kilometer here? Total the 15, the 40 kilometer. Okay, there's 30 and 10, 40 kilometer. Right? So what is displacement here? Let us see what is displacement here. What is displacement? Displacement is shortest distance between final position and the initial position. So initial position is A, right? And now the final position is B. So how much the distance is? 10 kilometer, right? 10 kilometer. Clear? How to calculate displacement here? See here, displacement is nothing but the distance between initial position and the final position. Now the initial position is A. Okay. Then the particle return to B and stop here means the final position is B here. So what is distance between AB? It is 10 kilometer. So that is what 10 kilometer. So now observe that in the first we write that the magnitude of the displacement is smaller than the distance. So that is C always lesser than that one. So that is very important. You have to remember. It means the distance and displacement may be same in some condition. Okay, distance and displacement may be equal in some cases, and in all other cases the displacement is always lesser than the distance traveled. Okay, so that is very important. Now let us discuss another very important point here. If I take like that, okay, if I take like that 0, this action -1 -2, and here +1 and +2. If I object it in this position, so I can say the object is at -2 kilometer. Okay, that is -2 kilometer. If the object from the reference point is origin O, if the object is at here, so I can say that is +2 kilometer. So what is there? Minus and plus indicate. The minus indicate the object is left side, the plus indicate the object is at the right side of the straight line. That is the object. Now distance never in minus, but the sign is show actually here, the direction is show here. Okay, the minus show here direction. If I write minus 2 kilometer, it means that the object is in the left direction, that is minus indicate. If I write plus 2 kilometer in the straight line, then it is means that the object at right direction, in the right side. So what the plus sign and the minus sign show the direction. So here we observe that in the displacement there is a direction also. Okay, if I write minus 5 kilometer, what does that mean? The object is moving 5 kilometer magnitude, but direction is the left side, so showing direction. So here both magnitude and both direction is there. Here magnitude is 5 kilometer and the minus direction. Okay, so in physical quantity where both magnitude and direction is present here. Okay, magnitude is 5 kilometer and the minus is the direction, so that is called as a vector quantity. That is called as a vector quantity, right? So that is very important. So here in displacement, displacement is a, okay, displacement have both magnitude and direction. Okay, both magnitude and direction, how both magnitude and direction. Such physical quantity is called as vector quantity. That is called as a vector quantity. So with this point you remember the displacement is a vector quantity which have both magnitude and direction. Distance is a scalar, only magnitude but there is no direction. But displacement have both direction and magnitude. Magnitude is 1 kilometer, numbers 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer or magnitude. Direction nothing but it is about minus 5 kilometer means left side, plus nothing but right side, so directions also is there. So that is what both the magnitude and direction. So displacement is a vector quantity. And also one point remember that displacement SI unit of displacement is also meter. Here it is also same meter. In we measure the displacement in meter always, okay, in meter. So this point you have to be remember. Okay, now what we learn here, displacement is always lesser than the or equal to the distance. Okay, maybe sometime equal and in sometime it is lesser than that of the distance, but displacement not greater than the distance. You have to remember that one. Okay, and the next one point is that displacement is maybe 0 and displacement is positive or negative or 0. Okay, we know positive, negative. If the negative nothing but it left side, positive nothing but it is right side. So that is maybe it is positive, maybe it negative, right? How it is 0? How do you make the displacement is 0? How to make the displacement is 0? That is very important. How do you say that displacement is 0? How do you say that displacement is 0? So that is simple here. When the initial and the final position is equal. Okay, when initial position is equal to final position. When the initial position is equal to final position, in that case we say that the displacement is 0. How see it is? For example, a object is traveling in a square path. Okay, it is 2 meter, it is 2 meter, it is 2 meter, it is 2 meter. Now object is from A to B and B to C and C to A and C to D and D to A. Total distance is 8 meter, but displacement is here. The starting point is A, the ending point is also A. So ending point and starting point is same, so we say that displacement is 0. That is very important. See here, in any problem you observe that the starting position of the object and the final position of the object both are same, then we say that the displacement is 0, right? So here see, the starting position is A, okay, then come to B and then come to C and come to D and then to D, then D to A. Now the final position also A, initial position also A and the final position is also A. So both the equal, initial position equal to final position. In that case, initial position is equal to final position. In that case, displacement is 0. So we say that displacement is maybe positive, displacement may be negative, or displacement may be 0, right? So that is very important. But the distance is not in negative and not in 0. Distance is always positive, right? The distance is always positive, but the displacement is maybe positive, maybe negative, or maybe 0. When 0? When the initial position is equal to final position. When the particle initial position is same as that of the particle final position, then we say that the displacement is 0. So this is, students, about the distance and the displacement here, right? So that is very important point. You have to be remember this concept. Okay, from the for this class is enough, students. Okay, distance and displacement, motion and rest, and types of motion here. So hope you understand these all concept about that. In the next video we take about the different concept, that is uniform motion, non-uniform motion, speed and velocity. So in the next video, but in this video it is enough. So please practice all this concept, and one homework is that please solve what is the difference between distance and displacement. The homework for you is that write the differences between, write a difference between distance and displacement. Okay, please write the difference and send the answer in comment box. Okay, write the answer in comment box. What is the difference between distance and displacement now? Okay, if you correct understand what is distance and what is displacement, you write correctly about the difference between distance and displacement here. Okay, so today's for video it is enough. So meet in the next video with the next important concept here. Okay, thank you so much.